Hey guys, how are you? Last week I posted a video, very emotional response to Charlie Kirk's death, but also in light of people's reaction, responses, and human behavior. Um, what we were doing, treating, how we're treating each other, and human life. There's a lot of words that were thrown out there, like sympathy, stating that. Um, we shouldn't have sympathy on certain things. Things were taken out of context. Charlie Kirk did state that he did not like the word sympathy and thought it was a word made up by New Age or whatever, something along those lines. However, he did say he preferred the word sympathy, which is a bit different. So, homework for you guys, look up the difference, know the difference. Again, still encouraging everybody to look up things in their full context and not just clips of things. With that said, my question is, who are we reposting? If you go and you look on my account, you're going to see that I post things that Republicans post, things that Democrats post. And then if you go on their profiles, you're going to see that they make other posts that actually do not align with your views. So be careful and mindful of that. Know what you're doing. Obviously, I am aware of that. I do try to take my time to research certain things. I do have, like I said, my own personal beliefs on things. And I need to be able to stand firm on my faith and know where I'm getting my resources and my information. And so I encourage you guys to do the same thing. You will see me post something from one person and another with two conflicting point of views. And the funny thing is that if you watch somebody, let's say that is Democrat, all of a sudden they're saying something that is in agreement with the Republican. Sometimes you're watching something that a Republican says that is in line with a Democrat. And when it comes to Christianity, those lines are bound to cross at some point. So yes, you're gonna see some of my content look a certain way. But believe me, I'm trying to do my research and give you the best stuff that I can without trying to cause so much confusion. And I think that that is exactly what is happening. And when people get all worked up, they get angry, they get frustrated. And again, that's when things start escalating and people can't stand each other. And now you want to go kick somebody's butt around the corner. And that's understandable. So the two things that I want to do definitely is bring people to Christ and also show you or try to help educate in a way that we can somehow all cohabitate respectfully and try to work to the greater good of humanity. Because not everybody is Christian, not everybody has those beliefs, morals, values in all areas, and it's going to be nearly impossible to get everybody on the same page at some point, right? So, with that said, I do have a little bit of information I want to give you, and then you do with it what you will. So first of all, like I said, who are we reposting? Look at who you're posting. What do they actually believe? Are they consistent in their beliefs and what they're doing, what their actions are? Is this a person who's having a growth and realization and changing their opinion because once they believe one thing and now they're believing another because they learned something new, they were exposed to something new, they researched something new, they educated themselves on something. So it's so important that you educate yourself. Become a highly educated person. That's when you are able to critically think for yourself and make decisions for yourself and determine, even again, if you are not a Christian, the balances of good and evil, right and wrong, and hopefully that helps you to live a better life and be more peaceful. And so I did watch like a few videos. There's this one video where this guy did not want to debate Charlie Kirk, but he did bring up a word. He said confirmation bias. What you're doing is confirmation bias. So I'm going to give you the definition of confirmation bias, which is confirmation bias is the tendency to seek, interpret, and favor information that confirms your existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. So we're all guilty of this right now because we are sharing posts that don't 100% align with our beliefs, but they said something that sounds good. And so we're going to post it and we're going to be content with that. Careful of that. That's a double-edged sword right there. That is playing with fire. And of course, I'm guilty. Like I said, I am using content that I believe is easy to access, easy to share. And so there you go. There is confirmation bias in what we're doing by sharing and posting certain things that other people have created that are not exactly your point of view. The second thing was everybody is using chat GPT, this and that, to ask questions, right? And so what can we do? Yes, we can use it. Not that all the information is gonna always be again 100, but you're gonna get some resources, so you're gonna know where to look and read through that information to look at the full context of the information being given again, because we are being duped left and right with all this overflowing information that it is flooding our senses and we're not even able to think straight. But let's try to get some definitions to help us at least get started on this whole thing of how we're going to change the world. How are we going to stand up? How are we going to unite? How are we going to fight back and stand for what we believe in? How are we really going to make this country great again? Because just because I can see somebody else's point of view doesn't mean I align with certain presidents, government, affiliates, organizations, communities, or whatnots. So again, where are you posting from? What are you sharing? What are you reposting? What do you really know about the whole entirety of the context of the information that we're sharing with each other? So I ask social media, just so I can get a better vocabulary wordage of what I wanted to say to everybody is, to how does social media contribute to indoctrination? So indoctrination is somebody else's beliefs, their teachings, focused on what they want you to see and what they don't want, what is being whitewashed and what is not. So when you remove certain information from places that make it accessible to the people, now you're trying to indoctrinate and put only the information that's out there and make that as your truth, right? So I did ask, does social media contribute to indoctrination? The answer was yes, social media can contribute to indoctrination by creating an echo chambers and by using algorithms to promote content aligned with a user's existing beliefs. This can limit exposure to diverse viewpoints, reinforce a single ideology, and make users more susceptible to misinformation and propaganda. This is every day, all day. Some people are just looking for numbers and more likes. You need to be aware of the wolves in sheep's clothing. They're out there. I'm sorry if sometimes I look that way. Am I a wolf in sheep's clothing? To some of you, I might be. You might question yourself. What does this girl actually believe? What does she stand for? Is she really Christian? Is she actually a Republican in hiding? Is she a Trump lover? Is she this and this and that? Well, I'm trying to come out here and put this information out so that everybody has an equal opportunity to express themselves, but also have a growth mindset to learn and hopefully get you thinking a little bit more for yourself and not for what they're trying to do, which is really cause division, hate, segregate people. We need to get over that. So, God bless you. I hope this information was helpful and inspiring. Like I said, this is not for me to tell you what to do, but hopefully get you thinking a little bit more for yourself and educating yourself and sharing that information, because sometimes when we're reposting things, people don't even know what our message really is. So think about that.